I even managed to offend YoshiP, which was definitely a low moment in my career. I'll certainly explain that one later in the video. But first, just some
that probably was YoshiP's face. Like, that probably was actually his fucking face.
1 hour presentation on the game from YoshiP himself, translated by Koji Fox. So as a Final Fantasy XIV fan, I was already fangirling pretty hard at that point. I then got to play 2 hours of the game divided.
Wait. This guy plays 14 and like still has this like dumb view on JRPGs, bruh.
He spoke to me about reaching a new generation of gamers who grew up on first-person shooters and GTA.
Gomen YoshiP, you are not gonna get the FPS players. You're just not. YoshiP Onegai, please understand. FPS gamers don't care about an RPG. They're like 12.
And he says he wants 16 to be the game that restores Final Fantasy to must.
Do kids still grow up on GTA? Do kids still grow up on GTA? Hello?
Buy status. A curious comment when set against the universal success and acclaim of Final Fantasy VII.
But that's only within the RPG / JRPG, like as like just a people who play Japanese games sphere, dude. I don't want to see clips. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see that. He has no chapters. No. Are there timestamps down here? No. No, there are no timestamps.
Final Fantasy XVI has stepped away from the traditional command-based battle system, more common in the older games of the series, and adopted true real-time action controls. And
I think that turn-based can still be good, but like it has to be in service to the fight style, to the game, right? Like, it was a thing in old games because, like, you know, that's all we had. Like, you couldn't... It was a lot harder to do live action kind of combat just because the games couldn't really do it very well. So turn-based was what it was. So, like... I don't know. Like, I think turn-based, if it's, like, planned as, like, the way the battles work, like, that's fine.
And it also doesn't really acknowledge Final Fantasy VII Remake, since the combat there was a really inspired mix of real-time action, ATB, and party commands.
They kept it that way because people would be molding if they didn't do it for 7. Do you not... Bruh. Look, I can't blame the closed captioning. They're automated. No, these are auto CC. I don't think... Yeah, they're auto-generated. It does its best, man. Iconic!
Ifrit, Shiva, Titan, etc.
Ifrit! It doesn't... I love YouTube. Oh, Stone Jailer! Oh, cool. I get to we get to hear people that don't know how to pronounce jail again.
Customize them.
See, Stone... Get Jailer, but with the G spelling.
But they still share some familiar DNA, like the ability to dodge, do melee attacks, do ranged attacks, and use special abilities.
So, like... The core... like the core elements of any battle. Because, like, I mean, when you think about it, right? Like, games are a story, right? So, like, of course, everybody, like, as long as you can read, you should be able to read the story, right? It's like, almost anybody can read a book. Like, nowadays, you know, pretty much anybody can read the book as long as it's in their language. So, why make it so that those people can't enjoy the story? Plus, I mean, then there's the whole, like, accessibility options or gameplay difficulty settings are also accessibility settings. You know? Like, for people with disabilities. I mean, that's true, but, like, you know, games are meant to be as much an experience more than just, like, watching a movie. So, I think that having game modes is not necessarily a bad thing. I think having the options is good.
Even I was not ready for what it was like to play a mainline Final Fantasy game with real-time action combat. It's confronting. I know I've used that word a few times now, but it is. It's a huge shift for the franchise, and it does...
Why is he talking like it's like they're like assaulting him with real-time combat?
Speaking of exploration, you should know that Final Fantasy XVI is not an open world game, a point YoshiP spoke about.
Thank you fucking God! Thank you fucking God! I already know this, but like, thank God.
Final Fantasy XVI is not an open world game. What does that mean? To bring players a wide variety of environments and tell a story on a truly global scale at the highest quality possible, instead of creating a truly open world, we selected several areas that we really wanted to focus on and created those.
Literally, like, this is all you gotta fucking do. Just focus on the zones that matter. Focus on the zones that matter. I swear to God.
Quote. To me, this sounds kind of like Dragon Age Inquisition or God of War, maybe?
Isn't it kind of funny that aren't those both Western games? Nope. Okay, here you go. I love videos with no timestamps.
So my first question to him was he implying that JRPGs hadn't advanced in the same way? I could tell immediately that he did not love the phrasing of that question. I could hear him mention the term JRPG over and over again, and I was kind of waiting for the translation from Koji Fox to come back. Koji said, quote, one thing he wants to get across is that when we create games, we don't go into them thinking we are creating JRPGs. We are just creating RPGs. The term JRPG is used by Western media rather than users and media in Japan, end quote.
I think it's fair to at least use the term JRPG, or, I mean, if I was playing, like, Genshin, would you call it, I guess you could call it a CRPG. Is it an RPG? I don't know. I don't personally mind the idea of having the term JRPG, just like we have J-pop and K-pop and, well, unfortunately, we're very Amerocentric in English, and pop is just anything in English. Which that's kind of depressing when you think about it, right? Do we even have, like, EU or UK? Like, we don't even, no one says that. It's kind of funny when you think about it, how anime is a loan word from Japanese, which is an abbreviation of the loan word animation, which is from English. And anime specifically in English refers to Japanese animation or animation done in the Japanese-inspired art style. Isn't that kind of weird? One thing that's important, I think, is noting how Japanese storytelling doesn't always fit in the same, like... You guys remember... Okay, like when I was in middle school and whatever, there was, like, this idea, right? That a story had your kind of introductory... Oops. And then you had your, like, rising actions. Then you had your climax up here. And then you had the, like, what was this called? I don't remember. What is this called? I don't remember. But the de-escalation, I guess, for now. And then the conclusion. You know, I remember, like, at least when I was younger, like, we'd have to, like, make these charts for the story we were reading in school, right? We had to do this. But, like, Japanese storytelling, so this is, like, you know, right, like, Western storytelling structure, right? But, like, so if you were to take, like, Hansel and Gretel, right? Like, you meet the two kids. They find a house. Oh, shit, there's a witch. And then what? Do they get eaten? I don't remember. Either they get eaten or they, like, find a way to trick her. And then the conclusion. I can't remember if it's they lived happily ever after or they were just dead. But, like, it follows these situations. But, like, Japanese storytelling? No. Hi, editing Mimi here. Just wanted to clarify. Japanese story structure follows Kinsho Tenketsu, which is a 4-act version instead of a 5-act version like the one I just described for Western storytelling. Basically, there's an introduction, development, twist, and a conclusion. So there's no, like, falling action. Okay, bye-bye!
It was like a discriminatory term, as though we were being made fun of for creating these games.
It was.
And so for some developers, the term JRPG can be something that will maybe trigger bad feelings because of what was in the past. It wasn't a compliment to a lot of developers in Japan.
It wasn't.
We understand that recently JRPG has better connotations and it's being used as a positive, but we still remember the time when it was being used as a negative, end quote.
And they should.
I was so stunned by this because I had never heard this before. To me, the term JRPG...
Because you were involved in it, bruh.
That is one of the most successful RPG makers of all time, working in the company that basically invented the JRPG as we refer to it today, saying that the
bruh, maybe you shouldn't say JRPG in this video.
Grand Theft Auto has directly influenced Final Fantasy XVI, but also because it implies
Wow, a video game impacted another, a popular video game impacted another popular video game's development. Whoa.
Implies that he doesn't think the innovations present in Final Fantasy VII were enough to shift people's perceptions of what this franchise
Stop talking about 7 Remake!
is or could be. My final question to him was, blew them away.
You know, if I actually watched the whole video, I'd sit here and be like, let's count how many times he talks about 7 Remake. Like, it's like that one video where you're like, Persona 5, Persona 5, Persona 5, Persona 5.
Whoever made this must...
Damn, Tomo. Yeah, like Final, like, wow, it's just like Final Fantasy 7 with Cloud. Wow, it's like the I've only played one Japanese made anime style RPG. Wow, it's like Persona 5. And the general, this is just like Dark Souls. Help.
And we can return to the idea that when a Final Fantasy comes out, it is something that we must play, end quote. I thought that was fascinating because personally...
Stop! He's gonna say it again!
I think Final Fantasy is a must play, especially after 7 Remake.
God damn it! Stop! I'm dying! I'm gonna fucking just delete myself. I'm just gone. Goodbye. Okay, I'll return.
Or gameplay. Everything is on the table for YoshiP.
Wait, did you guys see that? A circle arena. Look, it's like Heavensward. Anyway. Oh, shut up about your phone deal. The reason why turn-based, like, were those classic games was just because of limitations, right? Like, if you don't like action, like real-time action, then just, you know, don't play it. The same thing over and over. They kept making the dressing better. They look prettier. That's exactly what I feel about, like, Western-based RPGs. They just made their graphics prettier and I don't care. It's another, like, dude with, like, a little bit of stubble on his chin and some messy hair and, like, a sad dad. And, like... But his stubble is more realistic now. You keep mentioning, like, oh, and that's it. Like, are these just guys that have, like... that are basically the equivalent of one-hit wonders, basically, in gaming, and then thought they were hot shit? That's really sad. Not being able to equip armor from the inventory and having to go to a separate equipment tab its own level. What? Why would you not want an inventory that organizes itself? Sorry, I just have my thing. I feel like, if anything, like there was a bit of like push from like Xbox's existence. And I know that like this is very much a, maybe perhaps a bit weeb for me to be like, but to me, there's not a trinity of consoles. There's a duo, and there's never been a trinity. Xbox, not real. I also, now that I've mentioned that also, I'm thinking about how, like, YoshiP was like, oh, I want to target, like, a bit of the idea of, like, these gamers that have grown up on more, direct action-based games. And I feel like, unfortunately, by being a PlayStation exclusive, I'm really sorry, but you're not gonna reach them.